Is it on? It is on. We have finally did it, y'all. Welcome, Munchies, to the first ever Soul.Munchie's podcast. This is going to be a practice round, so the prequel before the official podcast release. I'm just going to play with the waters and just talk, see how I feel. Let me get some coffee first. I need to get amped up for this ASMR coffee. The Soul.Munchie podcast is going to be where we get high and talk about life, relationship, friendships, drama, any current trends and entertainment, all while we are in the good vibes. Each segment, I'm going to start off with the munchie of the episode. And in today's episode, I ate a red velvet cupcake. Right here. This is our beautiful red velvet cupcake. I ate this an hour ago, so it is starting to slowly creep in. Red velvet cake with cream cheese frosting topped, and then these adorable little pink and white and red hearts. Super cute. This is our February cupcake of the month. Get your hands on it before March comes because it won't be available then. I want another bite, but maybe in like 30 minutes. Let's see how I feel. This is my recommendation to all my clients. Start small first, and then you can amp it up after. Because you could take a small dosage and always increase it, but you can't take a large dosage and then try to decrease it. Oh, what a beautiful sunset. I love being on good vibes and watch the sunset. Oh my gosh, it's just like mind-blowing. Like the universe has gifted this to us every single day. So this is going to be a prequel episode. It's a practice round for me. Nothing too official yet. I feel like the next episode, which is going to be the first episode of Soul.Munchie's podcast, should be something way more official. So I probably am going to do an episode about like how Soul.Munchie came about, how me and the Mary Jane became best friends. Yeah, I think that's a good first episode, but let me know. All right, comment down below and let me know what you want to hear. And this is just something that I want you guys to put in the background. Like, I love you all so much. Everyone who buys from Soul.Munchie, who tries the product, share the word. Even if you just follow us and like one of our content, I love you. Thank you so much. Thank you for the support. I'm going to go on about it in the next episode because I could talk. I'm so grateful for Soul.Munchie and everything about it, and that includes you guys. Anyways, this episode is going to be fun. I am going to talk about Netflix reality TV show Love is Blind, which came out last week on Valentine's Day, I think. So that's the whole theme of this episode. We have our red velvet February of the month cupcake, and it has the little hearts. Today we're going to talk about love with the Love is Blind reality TV show. If you haven't watched it, highly recommend to watch it. It's so easy to binge, and it's such good drama. If you haven't watched it, Love is Blind is basically about men and women dating each other, but they don't know how each other look like. So they're dating through this wall. They talk to each other through a wall for 5 days, and it's like 15 or 20 contestants, and they see if at the 5th day if they want to test getting engaged and married or not. And then if they agree to get married to each other, that's when they do the reveal, and you get to see how your husband or your wife looks like. I think like the whole process of this social experiment is for 4 weeks. Like the first week is you blindly dating these contestants, and then the second week you guys get engaged and live together. The third week is probably like getting to know the family and friends, the bachelorette, the bachelor party, and then the 4th week is the wedding, and you guys decide if you want to get married to the person that you chose. This show is so addicting. I love it, and I'm going to talk about these characters. All right, guys, I think like the more I do this, the more I'm going to get comfortable because I'm not really noticing that there's a camera now. Like, you know what? I'm just going to tell myself that I'm talking to my friend, and that's it. Or I'm talking to myself. I talk to myself all the time. It's great. I love talking to myself. I am my own best friend. All right, so let's get into these characters. First, I want to say with Love is Blind, the woman, top notch, top tier ladies. These are classy ladies. They have it all together. They got their job. They look good. They take care of themselves. And they seem like they got it, they got it taken care of. And these ladies range between like the early 20s to early 30s. The men though, listen, we love our men here. All right. We love strong, masculine men, but these men, they are not it. Like these men, some of them are weird, some of them are lacking, some of them are super high ego. So we appreciate all the masculine men out there. All right, let's get into the characters, to the couples. All right, so I'm going to talk about the couples that has agreed to get engaged to each other. We're going to talk about the first couple, Jimmy and Chelsea. Ooh. Jimmy and Chelsea. Who should I go first? I'm going to go with Chelsea. Chelsea, at one of her blind dates with this guy that she really likes, Jimmy, she said that she looks like a celebrity, or like people told her that she looks like this certain celebrity, and the celebrity is Megan Fox. Megan Fox is up there, Chelsea. I mean, not that you're not up there, but Megan Fox was like every teenage boy's icon. Like when Transformers came out, every boy was drooling about Megan Fox. Anywho, all I'm saying is, if you don't look like her, and if you're in this experiment, it probably wouldn't have been best to say that you look like her, because now the expectations is set high. And this is something that you gotta deliver sometimes in dating or at work, or set the expectations low and deliver high. And then the outcome is always more well received. So poor girl told Jimmy that she looked like Megan Fox, and I think that just sealed the deal for Jimmy. Immediately he was like, "Can I marry you?" I think Jimmy already created like a physical image of how Chelsea looks like. Chelsea, I think she definitely has insecurity issues. I forgot how old she is. Maybe she's like a 32. She said she was a flight attendant. She seems like a really sweet girl, but she's dealing with insecurity. Like she was married once before, and she feels that it's a red flag if you're divorced, which I don't think is a red flag at all. Like I don't even think it's not a green flag, but there's nothing wrong with being divorced, girl. Like, you love someone, you gave them a chance. I don't think there's anything wrong with being divorced. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it could actually be a sign of maturity, like that you went through a failed relationship and you know what you don't want, so you're much more serious in your next relationship. And that is my opinion. All right, let's talk about Jimmy. Jimmy, this guy, I don't know how so many girls were into him. I guess maybe his voice sounds a lot better than how he looks like, because he's not something that girls should be crying for. Sorry. Jimmy, he sounds like someone who is a people pleaser. He sounds like he wants to always say the right thing, and he doesn't know what his feelings are. He needs time to process his feelings. Jimmy also gives a little bit of young vibes, which makes sense. He's 27. Real adult years, if a man's 27, they're probably like 23. I'm just kidding. Again, appreciate all men out there. Jimmy, I would be really interested in his childhood and his relationship with his mom, because he really does seem like he knows the right things to say. And I think that's why a lot of ladies feel attracted to him, because he gives them that reassurance and he gives off that security vibe. And I feel like a lot of the women that are going after him are looking for stability, something reassurance, something constant, something that can make them feel valued. He doesn't know what he wants. He was influenced by Megan Fox. But you know what? I'm also going to talk about these characters, the people that weren't engaged, because they tie into these current characters I'm talking about. So Jimmy was in, I don't know, they're all like in a quadruple love triangle, but Jimmy was talking to Chelsea, the girl that says she looks like Megan Fox. He was also talking to Jessica. Jessica is a babe. I cannot wait to see the episode when he finally gets to see how Jessica looks like. Like, his jaw is gonna drop. Clearly, it seemed like he was also looking for physical attributes. And Jessica is a classy lady that takes care of herself. You could tell that she's into beauty, and she takes care of herself. But Jessica, she's a queen. We stand for Jessica. We stand for everyone, okay? Everyone is on their own journey and their own evolution, okay? But here in this podcast, we're going to talk some shit and make it a judge-free zone. I love, that's a thing here that we're going to do. It's okay to be toxic in this podcast. It's a safe zone here. Anyways, back to Jessica. She's a mom. She has a daughter that's 10 years old. And I think to her, she's conflicted. There's a huge part of her that sees her child as like the biggest and most proudest accomplishment in her life. She loves her daughter so much. She takes such great pride when she talks about her daughter. But she didn't share that she had a daughter to Jimmy until like a few dates in. So when she did tell Jimmy, she was like, oh, I feel like there's something, we're getting to know each other deeper, but there's something that I really want to let you know, and I'm just worried about how you'll react to it. And then she told him that I have a daughter. She's 10 years old. And Jimmy was like shocked. He did not respond, which is totally understandable. I just feel like if you have something that important, it's okay to say it up front. In fact, you should be proud to say it up front. And I think Jessica is proud of her daughter. But I think her strategy going in was get to know the people first, and the people that she does feel well invested in, that's when they get to know more private stuff about her. But Jimmy's reaction was not the greatest, which is totally understandable, again, because this is like really big news and you guys are starting to fall in love with each other, and he just wanted to find it out sooner, or he felt like she was hiding that information. So a part of him probably did feel like he was being lied to. So yeah, Jimmy had the choice between Chelsea and Jessica, and he chose Chelsea, and Jessica handled that rejection from Jimmy like a queen. And with that EpiPen line is hilarious. So that's Jimmy's love triangle. Chelsea was also in a love triangle. So Jimmy was dealing with two partners. So Jimmy was struggling with two partners. Chelsea was also struggling with two partners. Kind of interesting. And I feel like they both didn't pick the best partners. I think, actually, even if Jimmy chose Jessica, they wouldn't have worked out. Like, Jimmy is not a man enough for what Jessica is seeking. Like, Jessica is really looking for a father, someone who could take care of her and the daughter, and I just don't think Jimmy wants to do that. Not even like a diss to Jimmy, not saying that he's not man enough. I just don't think that he desires to. She's 27. Like, I don't think he desires to be a father of a 10-year-old. So Chelsea was also in a love triangle. She had the option of Jimmy or what's his name? What is his name? Trevor. We like Trevor. Trevor would have been the good option for her. Trevor was madly in love with her. He adored her. He validated her. He gave her all the comfort that she needed, and she still said no to him. So I think, Chelsea, she wants that. She wants that chase. She wants that, because that's probably what she knew. So she's just going after what she's comfortable with. With her conversations and Jimmy was back and forth, and she knew that when she told Jimmy that she was divorced, Jimmy didn't react nicely. Jimmy kind of was like, I need time to process this, so I'll talk to you tomorrow. That's a bit hurtful. And she was crying. And then compared to this, when she told Trevor that I was divorced, he handled it so well. He was like, you know what? It's actually a red flag if you've never been married or was never attempted to get married or get close to it at this age. Like, he made her feel good. He was like, this isn't something that you should feel like is a burden. It's life. He validated her, and he didn't make her feel shameful for it. But she still, for some reason, she chose Jimmy. Trevor is a guy that seems like he's into fate. I think he's a spiritual guy. Trevor, if you ever want to try some Soul.Munchie, when I take Soul.Munchie, I get so spiritual. Like, I just get really grateful. I kind of feel like it's a gateway for me to get closer to the universe. So Trevor, hit us up. Anywho, Trevor, great guy. Yeah, he seems like he's definitely into universal connections. What is it, like universal coincidences or like serendipity? I feel like he'll be into angel numbers and stuff because, okay, so he was so obsessed with Chelsea because his dog's name is also Chelsea. And he feels like that is such a fate thing. Like he felt like it's a sign that he came here and she came here for each other. Sounds like a sweet guy, right? All right, on to the next topic. On to the next couple. Next couple is Jeremy and Laura. What do I have to say? Let's go with Laura first. Laura seems like a tough cookie. Like, she seems like she could stand up for herself and she could handle her own business. I think she tries to be a girl's girl, but in one of the episodes, I don't think she handled it well. When she went to Jessica and was like, trust me, he's not the one. When she told Jessica, like, Jimmy's not the one. Protect your heart. You can't trust him. And Jessica was like, why? Like, what did you hear? Tell me. And then Laura just kept saying, trust me. I can't say who, I can't say what, but just trust me. Like, it's just, and Jessica was so like distraught, and it's just weird to do that. Like, girl, if you want to be a snitch, just be a real snitch and tell her what you heard, or give her the source at least. Like, go to tell Jessica, like, you need to go speak to Chelsea. That's it. You inserted yourself in this situation, and that's a good way to remove yourself from the situation, is telling Jessica to go to the source. So at that moment, it's like, it was really confusing for Jessica. It's like, who do I trust? Like, should I trust this girl that is supposed to be a girl's friend, but I don't really know her? Or should I trust this guy that I've been talking to for the past 5 days deeply about all of my deepest and darkest secrets? I felt like Jessica was put in a weird situation then, but I guess it is a good thing that Laura still told Jessica, because Jessica had, like, at least she had something to prepare for, and she wasn't like going in with a blind eye when Jimmy rejected her. All I'm saying is that was also kind of anxiety provoking to Jessica. But yeah, Laura seems like a tough girl. She seems like she wants to have fun, but she just seems like a badass chick, you know, like someone who worked her way up in corporate, worked hard. She seems like she has a bit of masculine energy. Just like a lady who is just doing it all. You go, girl. Jeremy gives me like nerd vibes. I don't know if he is. He probably is. Nothing wrong with nerds, but that's just the vibes that he gives me. He seems like he's really in love with Laura, but when they got into a fight, which he started, because he was sharing private conversations that was between him and Laura. He shared it to the boys and AD, and maybe they got offended. Basically, what was shared was he told the boys that Laura told Jeremy to, what was the word? Let me look it up. Oh yeah, bean dip. Basically told the boys like, oh yeah, Laura told me to bean dip AD, another girl, we'll get into her. And they're like, what is bean dip? Apparently to AD and the girls, bean dipping is when Laura slaps one of the girls' boobies. That, I'm not surprised. It doesn't really happen across my girl group, but I know ladies that do that, man. We embrace our bodies with each other. All right, so basically Jeremy shared that information, and he was like, Laura told me to bean dip AD. So like, he's saying his fiance told him to slap AD's boobs, and Clay, who is AD's fiance, was there. Obviously, Clay didn't like it. AD also felt really uncomfortable. She's like, please don't bean dip me. Totally makes sense too. If some guy was joking around saying that he was going to slap my boob, I was like, no, bro, don't even get close to me. However, I think AD and Clay took it a bit top notch. I think they were a bit too offended. I would have understood that it's a joke, and I would have just like laughed it off. But I think the tension between AD and like the rest of the crew, because they made it felt like they were uncomfortable, which totally makes sense, but like a bit too uncomfortable. And then that caused tension between Jeremy and Laura. And Laura, rightfully so, she was like, don't be sharing our business to other people. And then Jeremy wasn't having it. He was like, I'm not liking this. I'm going to go home. And Laura's like, what do you mean home? Like, the hotel or like home? And Jeremy's like, home. And then he walks up and leaves. Clearly, Jeremy has avoidant issues. Like, Laura wasn't even that mad at you. I mean, I don't even know, but like Laura didn't seem that mad at him, and he just wasn't able to handle a confrontation. When they got into an argument, he wasn't able to apologize. He wasn't able to hear her out or share what he thought, and instead his option is to walk away. So he clearly has avoidant attachment issues, and so do I. So Jeremy, we're on the same boat. I am an avoidant girly, but I'm not just an avoidant girly. I am anxious avoidant. So my boyfriend gets the best of both worlds. How lucky of him. All right, okay. Let's move on to the next couple. Ooh, Clay and AD. All day. Oh, Clay. All right, these two, I like them. They got some things to work through, but their energy, their chemistry is good. Let's start off with AD. AD, she knows what she's doing. She is not a flirt, but it's just the way that she carries herself. And you know what? She seems like someone who's tapped into her feminine energy. Yeah, that's what it is. AD was also in a love triangle. So she had two options. She had Matt, and then she had Clay. And Clay is the one that she chose. Let's talk more about AD first. I feel like AD is tapped into her feminine energy. She knows how to make a man feel safe. And I think that's why both of the men really liked AD and were like ready to get married to her. She made the men feel valued. She spoke in this like really soft, kind, gentle, a little bit flirty voice to the men, and they liked it a lot. She was able to tap into the emotional side from both men. And you know, when you get that deep into men, they're gonna like that. They're gonna be attached to that, because men don't show their emotional side that often. So when they do, that's what they gravitate towards, because it's hard for them. It's hard for men to show their emotional sides. Like, they already start showing their emotional side to one chick, so why would they start again with another chick? In my thinking, I don't know. I'm just a girl. Anywho. All right. She's a smart chick. We respect a smart chick. Let's talk about her options now. Matt. Matt is weird. Like, Matt, I know you have a good heart. I don't think you're a bad person at all, but you are just... Matt is socially awkward, but he knows that he's socially awkward, so I don't think it's like a bad thing to him. Not that being socially awkward is a bad thing. I am totally socially awkward. There's times when I don't even know how to talk to people. But then there's also a part of me that, like, I love talking to people. Like, I love connecting with people. I love hearing their stories. I love that personal connection. But then I do get awkward sometimes. It's because I'm saying like everything in here and there's no filter in here. But whatever. Moving on to Matt. So I get you, Matt. I get that you're awkward. We're awkward on the same boat. However, I mean, I don't know. He's just not someone who... He sees emotion as a weakness, and he said it himself. So like, when you're that hard on yourself, that's where you're going to get back. Matt, if you don't allow, if you see emotion as weakness and you don't allow yourself to be vulnerable, then you're also blocking yourself from great things like love and happiness and joy and contentment, So it's up to you how you want to live your life. If you want to continue living your life like a rock, totally cool. But if you want to start enjoying life and the reason why you were put on this earth, maybe like take down the shield a little bit, Matt. Take it down. It's okay. It's all right here. In the end, when Matt kind of sort of rejected AD, for those who didn't watch, it was a weird breakup. I think Matt like confessed his love to her, but then AD didn't reciprocate it back. So he was like, he let her go. The things that he said was like kind of weird. He was like, all of America is on my side. America is watching us right now. America has my back. Like, it kind of made it seem like he was coming in here for reality TV, but like his personality is so not it. Matt, I think Matt will find a good woman. He seems like he seems like a good lover. Like, when he finds the right one, he'll take care of her. All right, Clay. I could totally see why AD picked him. Clay is her comfort. Clay is what she knows. Clay came in here super egotistical, high of himself. He was into really physicals at one point. Like, he even questioned her. He was like, I need to know how you look like before I could propose to you. AD, you know, she worked her powers and she was able to tap into the real person inside Clay's heart, and he was able to be emotional with her, and he broke down a lot of his walls, and these two couples seems good. Like, I think AD really liked Clay instead of Matt was because he also gave like a type of comfort, a type of friendship. Like, you are my best friend and you're my lover. That type of vibe. That's the energy that I get from them. They both have things that they need to work on. Like, Clay definitely has a high ego. He's willing to challenge his woman, but the delivery of challenging her could come off offensive to her, which totally makes sense. So I think there's potential with these two. I hope these two make it. But they just got some things to work through, which as every couple does. Let's go to the next couple. Brittany and Kenneth. Oh, these two are so cute. These two are both in the education system. I think Kenneth is a principal and Brittany is a teacher. So it works super well for them because they understand each other to the T. Like, if your partner isn't in your career, sometimes it's hard to just explain the things that I'm doing to my partner unless he's in it, you know? That's why you have work friends. Like, only your work friends understand your work struggles. If you shared your work struggles to people who aren't in your field, they'll look at you and be like, okay, like, I don't get it. Can you explain it one more time? These two, they're in the same job field, so they'll get each other. I mean, they seem like their values are really aligned to each other's values, which is great. Like, they're both Christian and faith-based. They're both in education, and they both really cater to each other. Kenneth is a man. Kenneth does not fall in the category of like, these men are not it. Kenneth, he is a good man. He's a good man, Brittany. Kenneth takes care of her, and we love that. We love seeing men taking care of their woman. That's when you make us feel safe, and we appreciate it so much. Like, small little things. Brittany was standing while she was talking to her girlfriends, and Kenneth poured over a beach chair so Brittany could sit down. It's the small little things, and that got an applause from all the ladies, so that's lovely too. Yeah, man, these two, they sound like a good couple. I'm excited to see them grow. They kind of remind me of the first couple. I forgot their names, but like, that couple, just roles reversed. Good to see them. All right, the last couple. Last couple is Johnny and Amy. I honestly don't have much to say about these two. They were like one of the first ones to say I love you and get engaged. They seem like they really like each other. They respect each other. Amy was insecure about her family situation. I think her brother is sick or something. I think one of her family members need help, and Amy's a Latina and Jimmy's white. They just seem like they really respect each other's cultures, family backgrounds, and wanting to help each other grow. So that is it. Okay, so that's the recap from episode 1 to 6. I think a whole bunch of new episodes has been released today. I might binge on it today. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. So good. Talk shit with me. If you have watched it, comment down below. Let me know your thoughts, man. Let me know your thoughts on the males. Let me know your thoughts on the females. Let me know your thoughts on who you think is going to last. I am rooting for the last 3 that I talked about, AD and Clay. Kenneth and Brittany, for sure. They are in love. And what was it? The last couple? See, I don't even know their names because Johnny and Amy. Those 3 couples, I think they're going to last. Yeah, so comment down below and let me know what you think. All right, let's get to disclaimers now. I saved disclaimers for last because you guys want to get to the juicy part. So I went to the juicy part first, but okay, with this is a safe zone. I am talking smack about these characters But you know, it's okay. We've all been there before. I think that's why people are so addicted to reality TV too, because you're like watching these people go through certain experiences that you've went through. And that's why it kind of feels like cringe in a way too, because you could understand. And then it's kind of cool because you're like, I want to do that, or like, I would have done it this way. So I kind of feel like watching reality TV show is like watching potential parts of me on TV. Don't know if that makes sense, but I know you get what I'm talking about. So that was our first unofficial podcast episode of Soul.Munchie. Thank you. If you made it this far, I love you. Like, thank you. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you. Just thank you for listening. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what I should talk about. Let me know some topics. I am so excited. I'm so excited to start on another chapter with Soul.Munchie. I just love the growth and I love the community here and I want to grow it more. So that is it. I love you all. Get a Soul.Munchie. All right. And look at this merch hat. I'm working on merch too. I know a lot of you guys have asked. Be patient with me. In the meantime, get a Soul.Munchie cookie, get a cupcake, whatever you guys want, and get on the good vibes with me. Love you.